21. Hopefully the stream will go fine today. I've had issue Monday, had issues yesterday. Hopefully the stream goes fine. Today we're going to talk Kanye Kim. Kim's actually doing red carpets, her and Chris. They're acting like things are okay. Shouldn't they be keeping an eye on these? Do y'all think people might start calling the service people? They're on carpets like things are all right and like nobody should be watching North. So remember how Kanye had said, um, Kim, she needs to stop antagonizing me? Because that's a concern that many people are saying is Kim trying to trigger Kanye and distract. And we know that documentary came out. Is she mad that that documentary came out and talked about some of the most, private things ever? We don't normally talk children, but why isn't Kim pulling North back from media? Why is this happening? And then was North at Kylie's event? So that's the biggest thing too. Kim and Chris are on the carpet doing stuff. And here's North trending. And why isn't Kim pulling that back? Why is she still putting her child in media? That's what everyone's asking. We're going to get to some clips and we're going to talk about what Kanye has to say. But let me go ahead, do my disclaimer, and we'll talk, you guys. But this is a lot. Should service people get involved? She's 12 and she's hanging out at concerts and she's doing stuff. And Kim and Chris are on carpets acting like everything's okay. What and she alleged they're stating that North recently went to a concert with security, but I don't think Kim was there. And then the event she went to, some of the guys have, concerns with their ex-girlfriends. And why is North traveling by herself and not with Kim? North going to events with friends and not with her mother. You know what I'm saying? So people are calling it out. So let's get to it. Commissar alleged. So just give me a few seconds. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reports, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Go look up the most recent posts. Kim and Chris are on the carpets, going to events. They're not pulling back the situation with North. So we're going to get to some of the posts in regards to how North has been trending with the situation. It's concerning. Okay, so like the videos, y'all come in. Like the videos, y'all come in. And people have been talking about it for a while in regards to why is Kim putting North in this situation to be talked about like this? As a mom, shouldn't she pull it back? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Like the videos, y'all come in. Like the videos, y'all come in.
Remember, it's not a competition. It's a learning opportunity.
Yeah, she's on carpet acting like things are fine.
They're coming in November. You were studying while you're doing this show.
Good morning. Good
You're
morning.
the best divorce lawyers in town. I tell my clients every day, you never really know a person.
I guess she has a show that's coming out, but many people are like, okay, Kim, this is a concern.
Northwest is going viral for all the wrong reasons. She was spotted with face tattoos, a grill in, and wearing contacts. She was taking a private jet to a concert with a bunch of problematic people accused of dangerous crimes. What is Kim Kardashian thinking? Let's get into it. Kim Kardashian's daughter, Northwest, is going viral again after she went out with a bunch of face tattoos, a grill in her mouth, she had contacts in, and she doesn't look like a 12-year-old. You guys have to admit, this is a little bit spooky. I thought it was a Halloween getup, but it's actually not. I guess this is her expressing herself. She also has some henna and...
Shout out to Sloan. He posted this about the event North just recently went to.
some friends doing the same thing. It looks like she took her friends onto a private jet to go to a concert, and that's why they're dressed up like this. I would love to know what Kanye West would think of this. I mean, he's not really in the picture anyways because he does not communicate with his family, but I can't imagine him being happy about it. Somebody said, why the Kanye West is happening? I mean, maybe he would understand it because he's a little bit, out there too. And Kim wants her to express herself, sources say, which is why she's not putting up any rules.
The state of you and Kanye's co-parenting relationship. What do you think co-parenting with Kanye West is like? How much is on you, Kim? It's not easy. But I mean, I raise the kids, full time. They live with me. Whenever he'll call for them and ask, it's probably been a couple months since we've heard from him.
And because Kim is the main parent here, she's the one who makes the rules. And if she's saying she doesn't have any self-expression, it sounds like it's just a free range. I mean, Kim is constantly working as well, so when does she have the time to go and take care of North? It sounds like North can just get whatever she wants, so do the face tattoos, fly the private jet, go to a concert.
I feel like I could be Batman. I feel like you could be Batman. Anybody could be Batman. You just gotta get the gadgets.
North was going to a show for the Antagonist Tour, which features a bunch of different artists who call themselves Opium. It looks they have several different artists performing on the stage, one of them being Playboy Cardi, but all of these men have serious allegations against them, so I would not want my 12-year-old around them. Like, the lyrics that these guys are singing include drug use and intimacy and things that I know, teenagers get into, but not 12-year-olds. She's not even a teenager. To give you guys an idea of who these type of guys are, here's a clip of someone explaining some of the allegations.
Playboy Cardi is facing his biggest challenge yet as the leader of Opium with this homicide gang situation. Allegedly, Bino, who's one half of the duo, has been DMing undergirls and trying to meet up with them backstage at their concerts. And there's also alleged screenshots to back this up as well. These allegations have led the duo to cancel their tour as well.
One of the artists that she went to go see was actually accused of harming his girlfriend. Destroy Lonely's ex-girlfriend Aisha tweeted out that they had gotten into a fight. At one point, he actually broke her head open in Germany after pushing her into a bed frame and slapping her in an Uber. She accuses him of slapping her in the face, slapping her on the floor, and verbally harming her. The tweets also reference different stars like Don Toliver and Pink Panthers. She said, he cracked my head open in Germany after pushing me into a bed frame because I was tired and didn't want to get up at that exact second to roll him some weed. Destroy Lonely seems incredibly toxic. Here's a clip of him talking to some police officers about his feelings on his girlfriend's social media use.
So if you're just not coming in, Kim let North go to a concert, and this is what's being talked about, the men, the concert North attended.
If you guys weren't convinced, another performer named Ken has actually been arrested for what he put his girlfriend through. We have another body cam footage where you can see this man being arrested after getting physical. And it makes me sick to my stomach that there are so many men out here hurting women like that.
Oh, how come she's saying that you hit her? What's it? You hit her? I don't think so. No. Not at all? Okay. And so you didn't put your hands on her? No. No, not at all. How come?
The main performer of this event that Northwest went to with her 12-year-old friends has also been accused of harming women. No surprise, Playboy Cardi was accused of harming his then girlfriend. We don't have her name, but his employee Carl Reynolds was actually driving Playboy Cardi when this incident went down, and it got so uncomfortable and heated, he actually pulled over the car, and they had two different cars, and he separated them two because it was getting so violent. Again, we don't know his girlfriend's name. I don't know if that was publicly released, but there was footage released of her talking about what she went through.
So other than pushing you down and choking you, what else? I know you said you hit her. Were you asking for air? Were you asking him to let you go? I was trying to, but I couldn't even. I was scared.
This is one of the ex-girlfriends that's speaking out to the police about what she went through in regards to this event that Kim sent North to. This is one of the ex-girlfriends speaking out.
That's why I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
Like the video, like the video. Why is Kim doing red carpets, events, acting like things are okay when her daughter is trending? It's concerning. Why is she sending her to concerts? Why isn't Kim with her every time?
Scandals untouched. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America ever. You don't have to deal with it, and it can change.
Like the video.
She's the one that's going to just continue with the family business?
I think she will. I think it's just in her blood and who she is and what she loves to do. So it's, a fine line as a parent to.
So Kim wants her to trend, go viral, and she wants her to carry the brand. And it's almost like Kim's okay with North trending and going viral. No, your child should be focusing on school and sports. But it is what it is. They're fake tattoos, but at this age, she's 12, looking older. Let's continue.
Around Europe. While on the red carpet, Kim was asked about North continuing the stardom and the Kardashian family fame, and it seems like she's already on her way.
North really seems to have the Hollywood bug. Do you think she's the one that's going to just continue with the family business?
I think she will. I think it's just in her blood and who she is and what she loves to do. So it's, a fine line as a parent to figure that out together. Yeah.
You are awaiting the bar exam results. They're coming in November. You were studying while you're doing the show. How would you kind of describe this area a lot?
I mean, it's pretty meta, right? It is good practice. There is a lot of lingo that I know that is really fun that I have to explain to the other girls. Yeah, that they don't really know. So it has been such a fun experience.
Like imitating art is hilarious. Like I'm sure you didn't plan all that, you know?
We kind of did though.
You did?
Yeah, we kind of did. I mean, it was inspired. Ryan wrote the role based off of my law school journey, and then with the twist.
You're a leading lady now, and I love it. In other news, Scott Disick recently trolled Kim by posing with gallons of milk after her clueless confession on Call Her Daddy, saying that she things cost. Scott really has nothing better to do. Like, why is he out here golfing with some milk? It makes my stomach churn just even looking at it. We also saw him with the milk and some shopping bags. I wonder whose idea this was, this paparazzi photo shoot. It's not really hitting. Could you guys imagine a life where you don't know how much things cost? I feel like that's kind of ignorant of her, but it's even more out of touch that she openly admits it. I feel like when you're that rich, you don't want to like tell people that you're that rich.
How much a year do you spend on glam? Well, a lot, but if I'm filming my show, then they pay for it. Right. If I'm working, then they pay for it. So I try to get it all paid for so that I don't personally have to pay for it. Smart. Yeah, but a tally. I mean, I don't have a concept of what like certain simple things cost, which really is, you know, I'd like to know a little bit more about what like a milk carton costs, and you know, let me think about this. Text. No, I mean it's probably. You call your business manager. Yeah, I should know this actually. Like 6 figures, 7 figures. It could be $1 million. You know. I don't think I'd be surprised at that, right?
Hair isn't cheap.
Babe, it looks great. You know. But I don't know.
Somebody commented, you know how rich you gotta be to even say a sentence like this. And somebody else said that she should have kept this to herself. You guys will never forget that moment in 2011 when Kim knew the price back then because she dropped a diamond into the ocean and started screaming about it.
My earring's gone! Oh my god, I'm gonna cry! My diamond earring! Seriously! It's not money!
Are you serious?
We got $75,000!
We'll find it, baby.
We're not gonna find it in the ocean! Oh, I'm happy. My diamond earrings fell out. I have my diamond earrings and one of them came out.
Oh my god, okay, so take this one out. Show me where.
In the ocean, I'm not gonna find it.
Oh, how times have changed. But not really. She was asked about this on Call Her Daddy, and she said that this was one of her first biggest purchases, and they weren't insured yet, which is why she had such a freak out. The diamond was ultimately found by Kim's younger sister, Kylie, who dove into the water to search for it. And I feel like that shows you, like, early on, you know what type of girl Kylie's going to be if she could dive into an ocean and spot the diamond right away.
Losing your diamond earring in Bora Bora. That was like one of my first biggest purchases, so they weren't insured yet. That's why I was so upset, is because that would be money down the drain. If I insured them, then I can just like claim them, and then I could have gotten my money back. But I had insured them. I got them that week. Kylie dove down, found it with her goggles in the ocean, and then went back and found the earring back. So I have the full exact.
Like the video, like the video.
You gotta trust them with your life.
Like the videos, you guys come in. Let's continue.
You're in Boston now. Great.
On the earring back. So I have the full exact earring.
Now, I was shook to see Kendall Jenner hanging out with Mary-Kate Olsen. I do not understand this outing.
Let's continue. Fair use.
Who she is. She's been Northwest is already showing the world exactly who she is. She's been rocking fake face tattoos, blue contact lenses, and a grill. Her evolving style has sparked plenty of public debate, with her mother, Kim Kardashian, recently admitting that raising a preteen under constant global attention isn't easy. Meanwhile, some fans say Kanye West's past comments about wanting to protect his children from fame are starting to make more sense.
So was Kanye right? Because you got to remember, Kanye spoke about this. Kim, keep my kids out of media.
I told her off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't.
So let's go ahead and play this.
Fathers and the idea of
Kanye West
family and media.
Because they pretty much speak for them. Who do you believe? Kanye West or Kim Kardashian? Watch both of these clips because they pretty much speak for themselves. But Kanye is saying there's an agenda being pushed with his daughter Northwest, and he can't see her as much as he wants to. And Kim is saying, this guy never hits us up, and I'm just doing my best trying to co-parent, and it's really hard as a single mother.
Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said I'm not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I don't even I didn't have a say so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. Most men do not. There's no such thing as 50-50 custody with in society today. That's not even. It always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with. You understand what I'm saying?
The last time Kanye saw the kids, it's probably been a couple months. One thing that just gets me is that there's this narrative that, like, I keep the kids. I've never once, away from him, I've never once done that. And, like, there's been so many times where I've been like, I just want to show all of these texts. What are you talking about? Like, it's been, we just haven't heard. I begged them, to go hang out or things like that. But, it's more of just the narrative that, like, I think it's all good and we're living our life, and then I just wake up and there's all these tweets about how I've kidnapped the kids, and I'm like, it's not a kidnapping, it's a divorce.
Who do you believe?
It's not a kidnapping, it's a divorce. So y'all remember 2 years ago, North was trending with Ice Spice. Kim continues to put her in situations. Why is she not protecting her child from media?
TikToks with her, and she also dressed up. Northwest, who is a big fan of rapper Ice Spice, got to do some TikToks with her, and she also dressed up like her as well. Yesterday, there were 2 videos that North did dressed like Ice Spice, and one of the videos was removed off of TikTok. Rumors are that Kanye West made Kim Kardashian remove the videos of North dancing off of TikTok. Since then, North and Kanye has been trending on Twitter. And an old video of Kanye West talking about a conversation he had with Kim Kardashian about North have resurfaced and is going viral.
Just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said I'm not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say so.
So everybody's saying Kim needs to chill out because why are you allowing your daughter? It's trending everywhere, y'all. Now you got to remember, Kanye spoke out years ago saying, stop putting my child in media.
Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said I'm not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. Most men do not. There's no such thing as 50 with in society today. That's not even. It always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with. You understand what I'm saying? Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim.
So these are the pictures, and really, Kanye hasn't said much. Kanye has not said much. So we're hoping.
Hey everybody,
We're hoping he's okay because he's not saying much. People have actually been speaking up for Kanye, saying he's talked about this. He's talked about this for years, and then the Ice Spice thing happened, and then the other event happened. So people are saying, why isn't Kim pulling this away from media? Why is she allowing it? And I think that's the one thing that everybody's talking about. Why is she allowing her daughter to be in media like this?
Who is a big fan of rapper Ice Spice.
So hold on. Like the videos, y'all come in. Like the video. Because remember, she's kind of like, well, she wants to express herself. Well, it's cool to express herself, but it should be within reason, though. Hold on. Like the videos, y'all come in. Like the videos, y'all come in. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Vegas, people are convinced he's drowning in guilt, not madness. Scott said Chris is already laying the groundwork to mold North and Chicago into mini versions of Kim and Kylie. He's been trying to stop it ever since the TikTok drama, when Kim let North post videos online. Kanye went off saying he didn't want his daughter performing for millions of strangers, but Kim brushed it off as him just being difficult. Fans are now replaying those moments, and some are starting to think he might have had a point. Because if Kanye's suspicions are true, this isn't about social media anymore, it's about control. He believes Chris is slowly turning his daughters into the next generation of Kardashian brand builders, trained, marketed, and monetized from childhood. And with Chris's history of global products, people are starting to whisper that maybe Kanye is not ranting. Maybe he's warning the world before it's too late. Remember back in June 2020, when everything between Kim and Kanye started to crack? Kanye jumped online and torched Chris over that old Playboy shoot, blasting out, "I put my life on the line for my children that North's mother would never sell her sex tape." Another fiery post. "I put my life on my God that North's mom would never photograph her doing Playboy. And that's on God. I'm at the ranch. Come and get me." Those words still echo through the Kardashian house like a ghost they can't get rid of. And honestly, it's hard not to feel for North right now. Kim's dressing her like a full-blown adult for Fashion Week. Kanye's yelling about protecting her innocence while turning around and throwing her on a track with Sean and Chris. She's still pulling strings like the head of the whole operation. It's chaos from every direction.
Like the video. Fair use reaction clip.
And poor North stuck in the middle. A kid being dragged through a grown-up war over fame, image, and control. Now, strangers online are picking apart every outfit, judging her looks and treating her like she's already a product instead of a child. The pressure on this 12-year-old is unreal, and the battle over her future is only getting nastier by the day. So, what do you think? Is Kanye right for calling out Kim and Chris for exploiting their daughter, or is he just proving he's no better with his own questionable choices? And does Chris really have a long-term plan to mold North into Kim K 2.0 before she's even a teenager? If you like...
And then check this out. This was a few days ago. Kim's out and about at events, coming out of hotels, acting like things are fine. Hold on. This is Kim a few days ago, acting like things are fine.
Don't forget to like, share with your friends.
Where's her children? This was a few days ago.
And subscribe to the channel. Your support means everything to us. Thanks for watching Star Watch. See you in the next video.
Remember, Kanye went off. So I don't know if Kim's using the North as a distraction. This is Kim crying from the documentary. So since the documentary came out, North's been trending more. So is Kim using North as a distraction from the documentary and the Ray J situation? Ray J speaking out against the K's and the J's. Is Kim utilizing North to distract away from the other media stuff?
The Kanye West documentary cannot be doing what Kanye assumed it would do. Because tell me why I sit here just feeling bad for Kim Kardashian. There's an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashian where Kim said that staying calm has always been her superpower. And I'm starting to think that was something she learned, not only from the Paris robberies, but from Kanye. Because the way that man reacts as soon as he is told no is worse than a 5-year-old.
Kanye West just dropped a brand new documentary about his life. And let's be real, he's not coming out looking good. In one clip, he's seen screaming at Kris Jenner, and the internet went wild. That moment spread like fire. And now everyone's piling on Kanye while showing sympathy for the Kardashians, something you almost never see. The drama is already sparking heated debates online, and people can't stop dissecting every second of it. The film, directed by Nico Ballesteros, doesn't hold back. It kicks off by tracing Kanye's career and the early cracks in his public image. One of the first major scandals it highlights is the cancellation of his massive tour with Lady Gaga. That move came right after the unforgettable Taylor Swift VMA fiasco, when Kanye...
So we know Kanye's been struggling, but Kim's out and about acting like things are all right. There's another, see, and then people are saying Kim Kardashian received backlash after North's new look, and she's almost not saying nothing. So remember the look from the other, remember the look from the other last month. Now she's doing it again.
Kanye stormed the stage, cut off her speech, and created chaos that the world still talks about today. That infamous VMA moment with Taylor Swift wasn't just a headline. It sparked 4 years of icy tension that never really thawed. Sure, they tried to play nice for a while, but everyone knew it was doomed. That incident was the first sign that Kanye's controversies would keep blowing up and shutting doors on him again and again. Fast forward a few years, and Kanye's telling Kim he ditched his meds because the universe called him to do so. The documentary digs deep into his 2016 breakdown, when he canceled the St. Pablo tour out of nowhere and ended up hospitalized. They don't show the hospitalization itself, but Kanye keeps circling back to it like it was the moment everything shifted, the point where media turned him into a public spectacle. This meltdown didn't just scar him, it strained his family ties and
Yeah, they're fake tattoos, but she went all out to go to this concert and event. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
made him deeply distrustful of the press and the industry. The doc also dives into his. Remember 2018?
We can't be controlled by monolithic thought. If someone inspires me and I connect with them, I don't have to believe in all their policies. And when I said I'm running 2020, all my smart friends talk so much about me. And when I saw that man win, I say, see, I told
Yes,
you I could have been.
exactly. I said the same thing. Prayers. North shouldn't be in media like this. The Kardashians love the trend week. Now they're teaching her to trend as well. Why isn't Kim pulling this back? Why isn't Kim giving her more privacy? Why isn't Kim not setting her up for judgment and criticism? Why is she posting it? The children should not be in media like they're in media. What other celebrity is going through this? Kanye's going through his stuff. Now North is going through her stuff, and Kim's on carpets acting like things are fine. It's a concern. Go look back. Kim and Chris are on carpets, going to events like things are okay. Be home with your children. You don't need to be going to events.
Kanye pulled up to Saturday Night Live in that red Trump hat, dropped a pro-Trump rant, and claimed the cast had tried to bully him into taking it off. Things got explosive when he accused the industry of always pushing black comedians to comment on scandals involving other black figures, like Bill Cosby. Michael Che, an SNL cast member, thought that jab was aimed at him. He called Kanye out directly, saying the cast actually loved him and didn't.
You're right. It's been an issue since she's been a child. And you see the difference in between Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Blue Ivy. Blue Ivy's not in the media every month. Blue Ivy's not in the media every week. You see the difference in regards to the upbringing of Beyonce, Jay-Z, and their children, Kanye, Kim, and their children. It's a huge concern because he has his own concerns. So the children, we don't want the children to have concerns, but why isn't Kim monitoring? And then you guys, they say she lets her go to different events with security. If Kim or Kanye can't go to that event, North shouldn't be going to no events without her parents. Period. Security or not.
Deserved to be humiliated on live TV without a chance to clap back. Kanye insisted it wasn't personal, but the tension was thick. Cameras caught the two of them going back.
With Thrivent, your financial plan
Blue Ivy sometimes do look grown because she be dancing with her mom, but it's not this. Kim wants her to trend, and she's not putting a stop to it. That's what people are kind of concerned is like, at what point? We see what happened in regards to Kim and Ray J when she was younger. Go back and look at the interview in regards to Kim talking to Oprah about her upbringing and her dating situation. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
I got my kids with me to continue what we're doing. I ain't got no motherfucking legacy.
Hold on.
Kanye went off on Chris over Kim's Playboy shoot. He blasted out, I put my life on the line for my children that North's mother would never sell her sex tape. Then, in another post, he doubled down. I put my life on my God that North's mom would never photograph her doing Playboy. And that's on God. I'm at the ranch. Come and get me. Those words still haunt the Kardashian camp today. And honestly, it's hard not to feel bad for North in the middle of all this chaos. Kim is dressing her up like a grown woman for the cameras. Kanye is yelling about protecting her innocence while also putting her on tracks with Diddy. And then there's Grandma, the very mastermind who built an empire off her daughter's image. It's a circus, and North is caught right in the center ring. Meanwhile, she's still just a kid, yet strangers online are dissecting her outfits, critiquing her looks, and watching her every move like she's already a celebrity product. The pressure is insane, and the fight over her future is getting uglier by the day. So the real question is, do you think Kanye is right about Kim being reckless, or is he just exposing his own hypocrisy with moves like that Diddy collab? And what about Chris? Does she really have a plan to mold North into Kim K 2.0 before she even hits her teens? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this conversation is only heating up. Appreciate you watching till the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Star Watch for the latest stories and share this video. Next one's coming.
Now remember, Kanye recently DJ Academic show, and he's like, "I'm gonna go get my kids." Remember, he had a mask on. Kanye was upset this year. Let's continue. They about to talk about it.
Soon.
Seriously, you're so right. These pics remind me so much of Kylie when she was in her teens. I think she was like 16 or 17 here. And North is obviously 12, but she has the makings of a fashion icon.
These Kardashian Jenners are spiraling again because Kylie just went off on North for supposedly stealing her spotlight. Can you believe it? Kylie is 28 years old, a mother of two, and she's out here shading a 12-year-old girl for being more famous than her. This is exactly the type of wild family drama that only happens with them. Not long ago, Kylie was already making petty comparisons, saying her daughter Stormi was more well-behaved than North, and now she's taking it even further.
Thing your child has said to you. Every time I get into some kind of disagreement with my daughter North, she thinks this is a dig to me, and she'll say, "Your house is so ugly, it's all white. Who lives like this?" She just thinks it like gets to me, and it is kind of mean.
Instead of focusing on her own lane, Kylie is reportedly comparing herself to her niece. Why? Because North is suddenly getting way more media coverage than all of them combined. And insiders are whispering that Kylie isn't just mad about North's growing popularity, she's also stressed because Stormi was supposed to be crowned the new IT girl of the Kardashian-Jenner dynasty. But the twist, North has stolen that crown and shoved Stormi out of the spotlight. Things really started heating up when North stepped out in Italy with Kim, rocking Kylie's signature blue hair. That exact shade was Kylie's trademark when she was 17, and seeing North bring it back should have been a sweet nod to her aunt's old style. But the internet, they weren't feeling it at all. Instead of praising the look, trolls dragged North hard, accusing her of copying Kylie's image. And if that wasn't enough, people also came for her entire outfit, saying she was dressing way beyond her age, even though she's literally just 12. North popped out rocking that Kylie-inspired blue wig, but it wasn't just the hair that had people talking. It was the whole outfit. She had on a tight corset pushing her chest up and a short denim skirt showing her thighs, and social media instantly lit up with backlash. One person snapped, "But Auntie Kylie was 17 when she wore that. She's way too young for this look." Another dragged the whole vibe, saying, "I'm sorry, but the outfit, the age thing, the Kylie comparisons, even the parenting, it's all terrible. I don't even like Kim, but this just makes both Kim and North look ridiculous." The criticism came in so heavy. The very next day, North reappeared, still with the bright King Kylie blue hair, but this time covered up from head to toe. Fans were quick to point out that it looked like Kim finally stepped in as the mom and pulled the reins instead of letting her 12-year-old run wild with grown-up fashion choices. But that wasn't even the juiciest part. The real drama kicked off behind the scenes. Word is, Kylie picked up the phone and told Kim to shut it down, demanding North stop copying her iconic looks. Allegedly, Kylie feels like if anyone is going to recreate her legendary King Kylie era, it should be her daughter Stormi, not North. That era was her brand, her identity, and she's not ready for her niece to snatch it before Stormi even gets the chance. Some fans said they could understand Kylie wanting to protect her image, but plenty of others accused her of being flat out jealous of a 12-year-old and hiding it behind Stormi. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Kylie dragged Stormi into comparisons with North, because she's already been out here pushing the whole Stormi is more well-behaved narrative.
What about, so North and Saint, how are they in terms of their dynamic versus the way you girls were growing up? I know it's
So
Remember how Kim talked about how North would treat the younger child Saint? Remember how, and she allowed it. It's like, no, she should have taught her to love on her younger brother. She would be like, I'm riding in the car by myself. He can't be in the room with me. Kim used to allow a lot of stuff, and it's festering the older she gets. Like the video, fair use. Please hit the subscribe button, you guys. Let's get the likes up. There's 10 likes and there's 131 in the building. Double tap the screen, please, to get the likes up. Double tap the screen, please, to get the likes up. We have to talk about, should service people get involved in regards to these children? Her attending events, these men, the event she went to, there's concerns there. Should service people get involved? Because at some point, why are they not? This is a concern. Let's get the likes up, y'all, so we can continue. Double tap that screen. YouTube makes it easy. To hit the like is free. All you have to do is double tap the screen or hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Let's get the likes up, y'all.
different genders,
so
but
different. I don't know if it's because she's the older sister and I don't know what it is. I thought it was a phase. She does not like her brother. It's so hard for me. And I thought it was like, okay, a couple months, like, she's just warming up to it. She gets so jealous, when I would breastfeed and all that kind of stuff. And now the phase isn't going away. Like, it's just but her thing is she thinks she's outsmarting me. She's like, we're having a tea party, Mom. No boys allowed. Dad can't come too then. And like, no boys. And she'll just slam the door on her brother's face.
Aww.
And he'll just start crying. And it's so, like, when they both are standing, he likes to imitate her now. So if she's crying, then he'll just start fake crying. And I'm like, which one of you? Like, I can't pick up both of you, And
People couldn't help but notice the shocking contrast between how North acts with her little brother Saint compared to how Stormi treats her baby brother Eric. While North has been caught being cold, even slamming doors in Saint's face, Stormi was out here playing the role of Angel Big Sis, tagging along with Kylie to hospital checkups during her pregnancy and showering Ari with kisses once he was born. Insiders at Life and Style couldn't stop praising Stormi back then, saying, "You You should have seen the look of excitement on Stormy's face when she first laid eyes on him. She's absolutely obsessed and incredibly protective over him. That sweet, picture-perfect image of Stormy only made North's behavior look even worse in comparison. The chatter about North's attitude flared up again when a viral clip showed her lashing out at paparazzi.
Oh, sorry, North. Sorry. Thank you, Kim. You look gorgeous.
Cameras caught her screaming at them not to take pictures, while Kim stood there visibly stunned, scrambling to regain control of the moment. She even asked North why she didn't want her photo taken, but instead of calming down, North doubled down, yelling at the photographers with zero hesitation. But things took an even darker turn, and this part had fans gasping. On an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim opened up about a shocking incident that left everyone stunned. She revealed that North once tried to bite her nanny. Yes, bite her. And it didn't stop there. Kim claimed North even wanted the nanny fired afterwards.
I did over the weekend. But I know North tried to bite my nanny and said, I don't want a nanny anymore.
The confession had viewers shaking their heads, wondering how far Kim's daughter was willing to go to test the limits. The nanny, who was just trying to do her job, suddenly found herself facing North's wild temper, and the thought of her trying to physically lash out was disturbing to fans. Kim's revelation painted a picture of North as entitled and spoiled, and viewers couldn't believe how much she seemed to get away with. But the drama didn't stop there. People also slammed the way Kim lets North constantly clown her own mom without consequences. Kim admitted that North purposely calls their house ugly, just to hurt her feelings. And it's not some slip of the tongue. According to Kim, North fully knows it cuts deep, yet she says it anyway, almost like she enjoys twisting the knife. Fans were left wondering if Kim is really in control, or if North is the one running the household. North didn't stop there. She even tried to rain on Kim's big 40th birthday moment. Kim was all smiles, proudly showing off a gorgeous flower arrangement she had received from designer Olivier Rousteing, clearly feeling special and celebrating. But of course, North slid right into the video and threw shade at her own mom. Instead of sharing the excitement, she coldly dismissed the flowers, saying they weren't even that great. Fans were stunned that a kid would shut down her mother's joy like that, and on such a milestone birthday. A lot of people are convinced North acts out because she just can't stand anyone else being the center of attention but her. Some even claim this is why Kylie is secretly so pressed, because she fears that once all the Kardashian-Jenner kids grow up, North will be the one calling the shots and hogging the spotlight, just like Kim has done with her sisters for years. The family tension is bubbling, and if any of this alleged drama is true, Kim might seriously need to step in and tell North to stop recreating Kylie's iconic looks before this explodes into an even bigger feud. Fans haven't been holding back either. One person flat out said, I think Kim is so afraid of North that she'll let her get away with anything. I've seen videos of North belittling her mom. You are her mother, Kim, not her best friend. Another added, oh my God, that's awful. Why would Kim allow that behavior? She needs to remember North is still a little girl. Kim has to step up and be more of a parent than a friend. This is awful parenting on her part. But here's where I want to hear from you. Do you think Kylie really confronted Kim about North stealing her style? And is Kim letting North run wild because she's scared of upsetting her own daughter? I know you have something to say about this. Share it in the comments. Your input really matters here. Thanks so much for watching Star Watch. We appreciate every single one of you.
Let's continue fair use. Kim's at events. This was a few days ago, acting like things are fine. The kids are not with her. She's still doing events, carpets, getting in cars, and having cameras follow her. What is really going on? Why is this girl not focused on her children? And I get she has to work. But if your child is struggling in media, give her some privacy. Take her off out and about. Children are not with her. And it's Kim and going to events, acting like things are fine. Should service people get involved in regards to is everything okay? Is Kim okay? You're putting your child in media, letting her post what she's been posting. And go back. Last week, this week, Kim and Chris have been going to events and they've been on carpets like things are fine. Of course, Chris has been trending for her face too. They basically been saying this is really what it's settled down. It's not as tight as it was. But why isn't Chris speaking up about her granddaughter not being in media like this? Why is Chris quiet, y'all? That's the big thing. Why is Chris quiet? And then you got Kylie doing the trying to sing auto tunes, and people are talking about that. So let's get back to this picture. But people are calling the Kardashians out. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Please double tap the screen. The likes should match the views. Hit the thumbs up above the video or below the video, please. And thank you. Can I get 50 people to double tap that screen? If you're watching from a tablet or phone, press 1. All you have to do is double tap the screen. Thank you.
Today's video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends. But most importantly, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a single update from us. Hollywood never sleeps, and neither do we.
If this was an African-American family, people would be speaking up against them. It's the K's and the J's. They love media attention, and it's concerned that it's affecting the children.
But stay tuned. The spotlight never fades at Star Watch.
I'm gonna go get these kids, man. I'm gonna go get these kids, bro.
This is Kanye fussing. Either it was this year or last year, and he said he's going to get those kids.
Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are locked in yet another storm, and this one's personal.
North is the moment. They want to see Northwest because she's a personality. And if anyone wants to hate on a child that is having the time of their lives, yeah.
Kanye is reportedly gearing up for a legal showdown with Kim over how she's raising their daughter North, and the internet can't look away. It all blew up after shocking new photos of 12-year-old North hit the web, and fans went wild with anger.
Many people are so baffled that Northwest looks like a 21-year-old at 12. And I don't forgetting that her auntie literally slept with her sister's baby dad when she was 15, and the nigga was a grown-ass motherfucking man. Are we forgetting those festivities was happening around that little gag?
Kanye is reportedly furious, warning Kim that if she doesn't step in fast, his lawyers definitely will. This isn't just a parenting disagreement. It's a full-blown war over image, control, and fame. Kanye's not holding back either. He's calling out Kris Jenner, too. He's claiming Kim and her momager are turning North into a product, saying this isn't innocent play dress-up. It's calculated branding.
I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her, but that wasn't God's plan.
Did y'all catch that? That's not the first time we heard that. I think Wendy Williams spoke about that years ago, too.
Blame alone sent shockwaves across social media, and people can't stop dissecting every move this family makes. The photos that lit the fuse showed North strutting through Rome with bright blue hair, full glam makeup, a mini skirt, a corset top, and chunky black boots, like she was ready for the runway instead of sightseeing with her mom.
Mind y'all, I'm never on Kanye's side, especially not when it comes to a lot of his parenting choices, but I do gotta say, he did say that this right here that's been going on with Northwest and all these little outfits is what he was afraid of. Now, granted, times is changing, okay? Of course, the things that we put on back when we was 12, 13 is not gonna be what the new generation puts on, okay? That's out the window, it'll never be that again.
Fans were outraged, flooding comments with words like disturbing, gross, and unfit. The internet's dragging hasn't stopped, and it's getting uglier by the hour. People are blasting Kim for trying so hard to be the cool mom that she's forgetting to actually be a mom. Critics are saying she's more focused on keeping up her trendy image than protecting her own daughter. And the backlash is fierce. The drama even dragged up the old Balenciaga scandal, with fans accusing Kim of putting luxury deals over her child's sex.
Remember that Balenciaga situation when she was supporting them? And remember the ad that Balenciaga put out? So people are saying, is Kim okay? Is Kim okay? And is Kanye okay? Let's get the likes up, everybody. Double tap the screen to get the likes up.
That's when Kanye supporters came swinging in, claiming this proves he was right the whole time.
And as a leader, I'm saying, how I'm supposed to lead y'all if I don't got my kids with me to continue what we're doing? I ain't got no motherfucking legacy. So why the think I'm spazzing out?
One viral comment said, she took that Balenciaga collab way too seriously, and now she's shocked Kanye's mad about North being exposed online. The shade was brutal. But here's where it gets messy. A lot of people think Kanye's got zero room to talk. They're calling him out for the double standards, reminding everyone that this is the same man who's constantly objectified women, including...
Yeah, we don't like how Kanye dressed his wife, period. We don't like that Kanye tried to have North collab with the Combs, period. We don't like it. And we don't like how Kanye has insulted race and culture, different race and cultures. So is Kanye okay? Is Kim okay? There's a lot going on with Kim and Kanye. He's not excluded, but we see that he cares as a father. And then she says if Kanye has an episode, she'll have Kanye come to the house and not take the kids or travel the kids with him.
His own wife, Bianca, and suddenly he's out here preaching morals. The irony has fans laughing and fuming at the same time. And then comes the move that had everyone's jaws on the floor. Kanye pushing North into a collab with Sean, a man seen on camera putting hands on a woman. Like, what was he thinking? Back in March, Kanye hyped up a track called Lonely Roads, Still Go to Sunshine, and captioned it, new song by Puff Daddy featuring his son King Cone, my daughter Northwest, and new Yeezy artist from Chicago, Jasmine Williams. That lineup had the internet screaming, because who thought that was a good idea? The track kicks off with a wild twist, a recorded phone call between Kanye and Sean, where Sean's literally thanking him for taking care of his kids while he's locked up. The whole thing already sounded like pure chaos, but the second people heard North's name tied to his, the internet lost it. Fans were disgusted, saying Kanye crossed a serious line by putting his daughter anywhere near a man with a violent reputation.
What's your favorite style right now? I like very like streetwear and like 90s, Tyler the Creator, my dad, me.
What's one lesson you'll never forget?
To trust God only. Don't trust nobody else except God because God only trust him.
That's a great lesson. What's your favorite song right now?
I Don't Love You Anymore by Tyler the Creator.
What was the best day of your life?
Maybe in Italy. It was just like very chill, just spending time with my siblings. Just that's when I really brought them close to God. And I was like, we had this house there, and there was like these temple statues, and I was like, no, girl. And I was like, what should we do? We gotta pray. Giant song, how to pray, and I taught Saint to pray. God really did his thing after.
Comment sections exploded with disbelief. People couldn't wrap their heads around why a child was being dragged into such dark adult territory. But Kim, she wasn't about to sit quiet. She reportedly texted Kanye immediately, telling him straight up that he had no right to throw North into a song without her consent. And here's where it gets spicy. Kim actually owns the legal trademark for Northwest. That means Kanye can't use his daughter's name, image, or voice for any kind of business or creative project unless she signs off. And she made...
So Kim and Kanye don't share the trademark. Kim has the trademark by herself. And Kanye got upset about that too.
I'm sure he got the message loud and clear.
So in my home, my kids don't know anything that goes on the outside world. And I've managed to, I'm holding on by a thread. I know I'm like so close to that not happening, but while it's still that way, I will protect that to the end of the earth as long as I can. Like I will, I mean, my kids, they don't know anything.
How?
So
they're in school, they're on social.
So at school, like some of my best friends are the teachers. So I know what goes on at recess. I know what goes on at lunchtime. I hear what's being talked about. None of the kids have ever said anything to my kids.
Wow.
Social media, my kids aren't. North has a TikTok account on my phone and my phone only. They're just not on social media. They don't see stuff. I keep, you know, when stuff's going down, like I protect stuff in the house as far as like the TVs and the content
I
that's
feel
on.
like it must be a full-time job.
It is.
Yeah.
Kanye writing, I asked you at the time if I can trademark her name. You said yes. When she's 18, it goes to her. So stop. I sent paperwork over so she wouldn't be in the Diddy song to protect her. One person has to trademark, but Kanye wasn't backing down. He fired right back, telling her to amend it, or I'm going to war, and neither of us will recover from the public fallout. He even dropped the chilling line, you are going to have to kill me. That right there shows how toxic things have gotten. Two parents so wrapped up in themselves that North's well-being keeps getting lost in the middle.
It sucks, you know, when someone doesn't see how different they are. You'll always like hope that you'll see a glimpse of them, and like I hope I do.
Critics say Kim wasn't mad about Diddy being on the track because, let's be real, the Kardashians have been spotted at his parties plenty of times. No, what Kim really wanted was control, and all the money tied to North's name and image. Meanwhile, Kanye loves to paint himself as the protector of his daughter's innocence. But fans call him out too, because how can he claim to protect women while constantly degrading them and defending men with dark histories? Either way, North is stuck between two parents who both thrive off chaos, and people are worried she doesn't stand a chance at anything close to a normal childhood. But this feud didn't stop with Diddy. Kanye blew up again after seeing those viral photos of North in Rome rocking a corset and miniskirt. This time, he wasn't just ranting on social media, he's actually threatening legal action against Kim. A source told Globe magazine that Kanye is furious his 12-year-old daughter is parading around dressed like that.
Media is so rough on young girls. And Northwest is a perfect example as to why some celebrities don't want their children being shown on social media. So Northwest just turned 12, and she's on vacation in Mexico on a yacht with her mom and her cousin Penelope. And these photos started circulating on the internet, and the comments were diabolical. People saying kudos to Courtney for having her daughter be dressed age appropriately. People saying that North is fat. People saying that North looks too grown here. And like, if you look at her outfit, she does not have no crop top on. Honestly, it looks like it's a bathing suit top. She has long shorts that cover her knees. Penelope shorts are shorter. This is what happens if you're a little bit more developed as a child.
And he warned Kim that if she doesn't put a stop to it, he'll raise hell with his lawyers. Insiders say he's been ranting and raving, accusing Kim of crossing the line and vowing not to let it slide. And here's where it gets even darker. Kanye claims it's not just Kim pushing North to dress this way, but Kris Jenner too. He's flat out accusing Kris of having a sinister plan to mold North into the next Kim Kardashian, hinting at Playboy shoots and leaked tapes down the road. It's a disturbing claim, but knowing Kris's history, fans aren't brushing it off. Remember when Kanye went on that wild rant months back? The one where he dragged Beyonce and Jay-Z's twins with offensive names? In that same breath, he accused the Kardashians of being tied to trafficking. He was especially triggered after North was featured on track with English artist FKA Twigs, and he lashed out with a shocking post. Kim Kardashian is a whore. I don't like Twigs has my daughter in her video dressing all grown. I would have expected more from Twigs. It's F all you beats. My soul is black.
Hit the subscribe button, you guys. Hit the subscribe button. Kanye is trending because he spoke out years ago, and he spoke out with academics as well.
And watch. Y'all won't believe me. You'll just say I'm crazy. And Kanye didn't stop there. He doubled down, blasting Kris Jenner again, claiming she's masterminding a plan to sell out both North and Chicago to the industry. Some people point to Kris's past. Ray J himself said Kris not only approved Kim's infamous tape, but he reviewed multiple versions to decide which one would sell best. Allegedly suggested making a third tape. That's the kind of history Kanye's waving around as proof. And honestly, it's no wonder this fight is spiraling out of control. Now think about that for a second. A mother allegedly telling her daughter to film another private tape, then sitting down to watch it like she's some kind of producer, just so she can flip it into a payday. That's not parenting, that's pure exploitation. And with attractive girls, molding them into brand extensions before they even get the chance to be kids. Let's be real. Kris Jenner's no stranger to this game. She's the same mom who pushed Kim into that famous Playboy shoot, then turned around and guided Kylie down the same path. Even when Kim admitted she felt uneasy about revealing too much, Kris allegedly told her to go bolder and do another shoot showing even more.
Remember
That's
that?
the kind of manipulation Kanye keeps warning about. And it's why he's drawing the line when it comes to Kris being too close to his girls. According to insiders, Kanye's convinced Kris is already laying the groundwork to mold North and Chicago into mini versions of Kim and Kylie. He's been trying to stop it ever since the TikTok drama, when Kim let North post videos online. Kanye went off saying he didn't want his daughter performing for millions of strangers, but Kim brushed it off as him just being difficult. Fans are now replaying those moments, and some are starting to think he might have had a point. Because if Kanye's suspicions are true, this isn't about social media anymore, it's about control. He believes Kris is slowly turning his daughters into the next generation of
Like the video, fair use reaction clip.
Kardashian brand builders. trained, marketed, and monetized from childhood. And with Chris's history of turning her own kids into global products, people are starting to whisper that maybe Kanye's not ranting. Maybe he's warning the world before it's too late. Remember back in June 2020, when everything between Kim and Kanye started to crack? Kanye jumped online and torched Chris over that old Playboy shoot, blasting out, "I put my life on the line for my children that North's mother would never sell her sex tape." Then he doubled down with another fiery post. "I put my life on my God that North's mom would never photograph her doing Playboy. And that's on God. I'm at the ranch. Come and get me." Those words still echo through the Kardashian house like a ghost they can't get rid of. And honestly, it's hard not to feel for North right now. Kim's dressing her like a full-blown adult for Fashion Week. Kanye's yelling about protecting her innocence while turning around and throwing her on a track with Sean and Chris. She's still pulling strings like the head of the whole operation. It's chaos from every direction, and poor North stuck in the middle. A kid being dragged through a grown-up war over...
Like I said, and Kim's out and about, acting like nothing's happening. She just recently was spotted. And then people are calling out Chris too. Why is she not speaking up to protect her granddaughter? This was Kim the other day. Hold on one second. This is Kim the other day. Out and about like things are fine.
Fame, image, and control. Now, strangers online are picking apart every outfit, judging her looks and treating her like she's already a product instead of a child. The pressure on this 12-year-old is unreal, and the battle over her future is only getting nastier by the day. So, what do you think? Is Kanye right for calling out Kim and Chris for exploiting their daughter, or is he just proving he's no better with his own question? And does Chris really have a long-term plan to mold North into Kim K 2.0 before she's even a teenager? If you like the video, don't forget to like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means everything to us. Thanks for watching Star Watch. See you in the next video.
Now remember that documentary recently came out as well. And Kanye was yelling at Kim, Kanye was yelling at Chris. So is it a distraction away from the documentary? She's okay with North trending to take away from the documentary, take away from the Ray J claims. A judge is going to have to decide what Ray J is saying is true or not.
But at some point, it's a reality that people say no. People say no to me on a daily basis, and I don't just start screaming and throwing a tantrum. That's just not my personality. But your personality was not like this a few years ago. Yeah, just scream backstage. This is very far from human being. It was not a daily, every single conversation.
The Kanye West documentary cannot be doing what Kanye assumed it would do. Because tell me why I sit here just feeling bad for Kim Kardashian. There's an episode of Keep Up with the Kardashian where Kim said that staying calm has always been her superpower. And I'm starting to think that was something she learned, not only from the Paris robberies, but from Kanye, because the way that man reacts as soon as he is told no is worse than a 5-year-old.
Kanye West just dropped a brand new documentary about his life. And let's be real, he's not coming out looking good. In one clip, he's seen screaming at Kris Jenner, and the internet went wild. That moment spread like fire, and now everyone's piling on Kanye while showing sympathy for the Kardashians, something you almost never see. The drama is already sparking heated debates online, and people can't stop dissecting every second of it. The film, directed by Nico Ballesteros, doesn't hold back. It kicks off by tracing Kanye's career and the early cracks in his public image. One of the first major scandals it highlights is the cancellation of his massive tour with Lady Gaga. That move came right after the unforgettable Taylor Swift VMA.
Okay, so there's that. So let me see if there was other hot topics, trending topics I wanted to go through. You guys are gonna you guys still hear me. This has been trending too in regards to Chris Brown and Eva's ex Kevin talking about he's on stamps. He felt that he wrote for Chris, so he should be, doing better than he is right now. And Chris Brown was trending in regards to showing off his car, showing off his money, saying, I got this, and da 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 da. So there's that too. Can you guys still hear me? Let me see. Did it kick me out again? Like the videos, you guys come in. Okay. All right. So yeah, I've been having concerns with YouTube. Let's see. It was reported that there were some concerns that might have happened with Diddy in regards to people are wondering if Diddy recently had a concern in the prison, or was that something that happened a while ago that they talked about during his sentencing. Many people are wondering, did someone really try to get at Diddy this week, or is his team trying to spread old news? So there's that too. Like the videos, you guys come in on some hot topics, trending topics. My voice. See, this is Kim this week at an event, still smiling, hanging out like things are fine. She's acting like things are fine. And people are saying, is she okay? As her daughter trends, why is she not giving her daughter more privacy? That's what people want to know. Kylie talking about she don't carry a lot of cash. And is Chris okay with her granddaughter trending this way? Why isn't Chris saying something? You'll see this week, last week, Kim and Chris are doing carpet, going to events. Let me see. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? All right, let's get to some. Let me see if I'm gonna do Trump news. Let's see. Hold on one second. If y'all didn't know, because some people may not know, Diddy was sentenced to four years, which is 50 months. But many people are saying he may only get 2 years. But he wants a pardon, but Trump may not want to give him a pardon. So there's that. But Diddy was trending yesterday in regards to alleged he woke up and someone had something at his neck. Some people are saying that might have been the old story that was trending from 2, 3 months ago. So we can't confirm or deny if something happened to Diddy this week, is what I'm saying. I can't confirm or deny if something happened in regards to there was a concern this week. People are saying that might have been the resurfaced conversation from a month or two ago. I'm just saying. That's what people are saying. Because remember, it's being alleged that his friend spoke out and saying he can't confirm when it happened. So people are running the story like it happened this week. We can't confirm or deny if something happened with Diddy in the prison this week. It might have been the same situation from a month or two ago or when he first got there. So there's that. Let's get to some. Just let's see. This was interesting. You see how close that came? So he must have heard him skirting down the street. Luckily, he moved out the way. And this has been, I'm seeing this a lot too. Kanye West just announced his 28th run for presidency. I've been seeing this a lot. Have y'all seen this? This has been on Instagram a lot. So I don't know if this is why he's quiet and he's focused on trying to run for president again. But who's gonna vote? 20 years ago, maybe. But now we see that Kanye's had concerns. And maybe this is his documentary had him looking. Let's continue. Let's get into some uh news. Young Miami opens up about being, yeah, this is who Diddy was dating at some point in time. Yeah. Was she sent to help clean up his image? That's the big question. Is Chris okay with everything that's going on with North? Or is she more so worried about her facial? See, this is really what she looks like. Which she still looks gorgeous, but people are saying the surgery in her face is now settling. It's not that. It's really that. It's not that. It's really that. Which is fine. She's older, and then people say she covers her hands up. Let's continue.
With some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. So over the years, many presidents have made changes. This obviously would be the biggest change, but this was something they've wanted for at least 150 years. The way it was shown, it looked like we were touching the White House. We don't touch the White House. That's a bridge, a glass bridge going from the White House to the ballroom. After really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. So over the years, many presidents have made changes. This obviously would be the biggest change, but this was something they've wanted for at least 150 years. The way it was shown, it looked like we were touching the White House. We don't touch the White House. That's a bridge, a glass bridge going from the White House to the ballroom. After really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world,
okay,
we determined that.
Let's continue with news and what's going on. As we know, there's still concern in regards to the shutdown. Many people are speaking about that. So let's go here. Like the videos, you guys come in. Like the videos, you guys come in, and please hit subscribe, you guys. We're trying to hit 50K by next month. So let's get to the news.
court to overturn a 3-judge panel's decision to allow Donald Trump's troop deployment to stand. So can you explain what that en banc, what the full breadth of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has decided to do?
The full Ninth Circuit panel will not hear and review the decision that had allowed Trump to deploy the troops into Los Angeles. That was what the 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit allowed Trump to do. The full court will not intervene, but there were 11 dissents, meaning 11 judges think that it's so exceptionally grave that they should hear this now. I should note, just as we begin to put this into perspective, it's very unusual for the Ninth Circuit or any appellate court to intervene in what's a preliminary decision. Right now, we're not at the merits phase of anything. There hasn't been a oral arguments on the merits or a trial or anything like that. And so it would, in normal instances, be difficult to get a full Ninth Circuit panel to authorize an en banc review. But in this case, 11 judges thought that what Trump is doing, the deployment of the National Guard during peacetime, is so exceptionally grave, in their words, that's how they described it, that this warranted immediate review. Here's what those judges said. Quote, "This case presents an issue of the gravest consequence, the peacetime deployment of military troops in American cities. For the first time in the nearly 250-year history of this country, the president claims extraordinary unilateral powers to order the National Guard troops onto the streets of select cities in response to short-term, hyper-localized domestic protests of federal policies." So that's why they're saying, whatever the procedure may be, however unusual it might be, for a en banc panel of the Federal Appeals Court to intervene, this is one of those moments, and that's what 11 judges of the 29-judge panel said. And we don't know how many of those other judges, the ones who declined review, whether they have concerns about this as well. We just know they're not taking up the case.
So talk to me about whether this is a final ruling here as it relates to Trump's troop deployment in LA versus just the Ninth Circuit full court's unwillingness to at least just put a temporary restraining order forward. Like, Trump had deployed these troops into Los Angeles. We haven't even gotten to the full trial phase. So can you explain what the difference is between the two and whether this means that all hope is lost here?
Right. That's a very good question, Brian. And you're absolutely right. This is preliminary. And that's what I've been trying to emphasize here, that what makes these 11 judges so outraged and so concerned is that, of course, under the usual circumstance, you wouldn't see the full panel of the Ninth Circuit say, let's hear this immediately before there's merits, before there's a trial. But 11 judges are saying this is so out of step with American history. This is so out of step with constitutional ideals that we need to hear this now. I'll give an example. This is what they write in the dissent, in the conclusion, that they noted that the panel, the 3-judge panel that let Trump send in the troops, had made that ruling on what they call a perfunctory briefing and no knowledge as to what was coming next. Here's what they write. Quote, "What came next was the deployment of American troops to 3 more American cities, Washington, Portland, and Chicago, over the objections of local authorities, and repeated threats to send National Guard troops to get rid of problems and clean up many more cities, including Baltimore, San Francisco, Oakland, and New York." So they're saying, and they say even later, they note, hearing a case en banc is definitely unusual. It might be that the active judges who voted against hearing the case at this time are waiting to hear it later. They could be waiting for the Oregon case to, as one legal commentator put it, keep their powder dry, to have a case procedurally ready to address this question. For these 11 judges who are writing this dissent, they're saying that the times are so extraordinary. Trump's actions are so out of step with our constitutional ideals. We need to hear this now. I'll read how they end, how the lead dissenter ends his ruling. He says that, "I continue to think that the president's disregard for the country's deep-seated commitment to that armed forces must not be used as civil law enforcers except when there is no alternative should have been headed off now, not later. The panel opinion on the stay motion should have been reconsidered en banc." So to your question, Brian, yes, this is temporary, but what these dissenting judges are saying is that the actions that Trump took are so extreme that these procedural niceties don't cut it. You should have heard it now.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, you guys. We're trying to hit 50K by next month. Please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 50K. Let's get the likes up. There's about 111 in the building. Please hit subscribe. Double tap the screen to get the likes up, you guys. There's 19 likes. We've been live for an hour. We got to get the likes up. Like the video, If you're watching from a phone, press 1, or a tablet, press 1. All you have to do is double tap the screen to get the likes up.
You also seem to recognize these dissenters who want to hear this full case, who want this case to go to en banc review. They seem to recognize that the very thin pretext that Trump put forward in the Los Angeles case is being used and abused as Trump continues to use that same baseless pretext to be able to deploy the troops in D.C. and Portland and Chicago and soon in San Francisco and all the other cities that he's threatened to go into. And those people seem to recognize that, and yet for some bizarre reason, these other judges don't seem to see that what they're doing by validating his abusive actions here is giving him that permission structure to be able to abuse his powers, to be able to abuse his authority and send the military baselessly into all of these other cities.
Absolutely. And it's funny, Brian, we've done a lot of these videos, and I feel like I say this often. It is rare to hear language like this, because it's always true. Until Trump 2.0, you wouldn't hear 11 judges saying that this is a matter of the gravest consequence, that this is something that hasn't happened in our 250-year history. These are judges who recognize this as an emergency, and that the whatever the procedural posture of this case might be at this time, this is a president who is wanting to send in troops when the facts don't seem to call for it in any city that seems to be led by Democratic officials and without any particular guardrails. So it's a matter of urgency here. We don't know how the full court would eventually come out, and we don't even know, to talk to your other point about the kind of the temporary nature of this, we can hear a different ruling tomorrow from the Ninth Circuit saying, yes, they'll hear the case in Oregon. But what these 10 judges are saying is that this is not a time for waiting. This is a time for action, because this is so deviant. This is so out of step with our constitutional traditions. This needs to be acted upon now.
Now, how is this ruling here?
Let's get the likes up, you guys. There's about 106 in the building. Please take 2 seconds to double tap that screen. If you're watching from a phone, press 1, or a tablet, press 1. Just please double tap the screen to get the likes up. It keeps us in the algorithm. That's why the numbers are so slow. Please double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Thank you.
Going to have any impact on the other cases, because it seems like those other cases really have their own rulings. I mean, in Chicago, you have the Seventh Circuit that agreed with the trial court judge, saying that Trump doesn't have the authority to deploy the troops, and so that was blocked. In Portland, there was a judge who had initially blocked it, Judge Immergut, who Trump himself appointed, and in the Ninth Circuit, you have a 2-1 panel that blocked the lower court judge's ruling. So each individual city seems to have its own thing going, but how is the decision in the Ninth Circuit as it relates to LA going to impact any other city, or on any other city, because each of these cities is seeing its legal process play out unto itself?
Well, on the basic level, there is no majority opinion here. This was simply the full bench deciding not to hear the case. The evidence we have of this decision is the 11 furious judges who are angry about that decision. So it doesn't contribute anything so far as a precedential matter. What it adds to the record of alarm, these now 11 dissenting judges have their reasons memorialized in their dissents. There is an ongoing case before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is deciding whether to intervene. I would expect, even though this isn't, let me try that again. I would expect that the opinions of these judges will somehow make it to the Supreme Court's attention. So there could be influence. It would be persuasive influence, not necessarily a precedential influence. And it gets the word out that not all of the judiciary is going along with this.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, you said that the dissent, the furious dissents of these 11 judges on the Ninth Circuit, that will eventually make its way to the Supreme Court. But isn't even more influential the fact that a majority of the judges on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decided not to hear this case again? And so isn't that even more influential as it relates to what the Supreme Court is going to take into account?
Absolutely. Look, they were outvoted. These are dissenting judges because they were outvoted by the rest of the panel. What I'm saying is their legal arguments are out there. Their reasoning is out there. And we don't know, because of the nature of en banc review, the judges who did not want to accept it, what their reasons were. Did they agree with Trump's deployment of the troops as a legal matter, or did they think the timing isn't right, the procedural posture isn't right for us to review it at this time? So I don't think it's going to have a tremendous amount of influence one way or another on the Supreme Court, but I do think it's going to be part of this national conversation. It's going to be another ringing of the alarm, pointing to the urgency of this, and it's now out there, and so is the not disturbed, so is the ruling
that hasn't been disturbed that allows Trump's troops to remain in LA as we record this video.
I mean, I don't know how many other instances of people raising the alarms we really need out here. It seems like that we're in no short supply of. It's judges who are actually willing to come forward and do the right thing, not just people in the minority or without power who are waving their arms up and back and forth and saying, hey, something is really wrong here. I think we've got plenty of that at this point. I wish we would just have people who would recognize what the law is and stop giving Donald Trump a clear runway to be able to abuse that law because he wants to usurp all authority for himself.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Please hit the subscribe button. Let's continue, fair use.
And that's unfortunately the situation that we're in here. It's this, and the last time we spoke, we were talking about the Oregon opinion, and we have one of the judges who was in the majority in that ruling, but wrote a concurring opinion, which it's not a holding, but what he argued for the most sweeping possible power that Trump could have, and that when Trump says there's a rebellion, then there's a rebellion, that the decisions are unreviewable. Now, that isn't the law as interpreted by any of the courts that reviewed it, but it could be the law if the Supreme Court determines that it is. So right now, I know that the dissents and the fury and the outrage and the alarm might seem like they, in the words of William Shakespeare, signified nothing, but it's very much a live issue. And the fact that we don't know whether the Supreme Court is going to give away the farm entirely to Trump, give him zero guardrails, makes it all the more important for judges, courts, to speak up now while that issue isn't decided.
Well, look, to that exact point, we will continue to stay on top of this as we have any updates, whether it's in Los Angeles or Portland or Chicago or San Francisco or New York or any other city that Donald Trump tries to abuse his power in and send in the troops. And of course, we'll keep an eye on where it lands, whether it's the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals, or ultimately the U.S. Supreme Court. So for those who are watching right now, if you'd like to follow along, one step that you can all take to follow along with all of this is to support Adam's work and subscribe to All Rise News. This is independent journalism. He doesn't work for some major media conglomerate, and if he's traveling across the country to be able to cover this stuff, he's doing it on his own dime. So if you're looking to support fearless independent journalism, All Rise News is an excellent option. I'm going to put that link right here on the screen and also in the post description of this video. Adam, as always, thank you so much for the time.
Always a pleasure, Brian. Thank you again for inviting me.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Please hit the subscribe button as you guys come in. Please hit the subscribe button as you guys come in. Let's continue. Please hit the subscribe button as you come in. Thank you.
We're watching the White House slowly get chipped away on the East Wing. Or
you call that chipping away?
Wrecking ball.
You call that chipping away? I mean, that is
more
like a wrecking ball.
Complete demo.
I mean, it's like it raises the question, like, is there no oversight? Could a president tear down the entire White House if he wanted to? I think Charlie Sykes was asking that question yesterday. It's kind of surprising. I like, there'll be people who say, well, presidents have done this and that. Yeah, that's right, they have, but like with zero oversight, that's the thing and Willie, it goes to Pam Bondi's oversight hearing that we saw, I think, last week, where just absolute contempt for the people that write checks to fund your agency. And now you have Pete Hegseth, who runs the Pentagon, saying, hey, according to these reports, we're going to, just like we did with the press, we're going to stop reporting to you guys as much. And of course, a couple of Republican senators obviously concerned, but that would be like a child telling his parents or her parents, yeah, I'm not going to show you my report card, but keep giving me my allowance. I mean, it really is that way. It's like they can say all they want to say. They can get together and have their little Project 2025, their little Project 2026s, all they want. At the end of the day, the Constitution gives the power of the checkbook to the United States Congress. So for Pete Hegseth to say, oh, well, we're just not going to report as much to Congress, or for these members of the administration to treat
Be kind in the comments. You don't have to do anything. You can be timed out. That's what you can do. Go onto your own page and be rude. You're not going to be rude to me. Goodbye.
Congress with such contempt, or to just completely tear apart the White House without consulting with Congress. Not that these Republicans have shown much of a spine anyway, but still, I mean, I really do think there are people who are in the, and let me say this slowly so they understand, the second branch of government, who now think they're the only branch of government because they got elected by, what, 49.9% of the vote.
Yeah, plurality of the vote is what President Trump got in the last election. They don't want oversight at all. If you look at that here, the oversight hearing that Pam Bondi had that you mentioned, where she sort of mocked the entire process and just attacked the people asking questions about simple oversight. Now you have Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth saying, yeah, we don't want you thumbing around and looking through our records and knowing what we're doing here, which is literally the job of the United States Congress. They don't want people. They don't want Congress to execute its job effectively in and out around this administration. So you asked it, is there no oversight even of tearing down large portions of the White House? There's supposed to be. There's an entire organization that looks at federal construction projects that has said a 90,000 square foot ballroom, we're completely overwhelmed, the 55,000 foot White House that sits next to it. There's always oversight in place. The question is, does the administration have any respect for it? Does it recognize Congress and other organizations' job to oversee what the executive branch is doing?
Well, and is Congress going to actually have the nerve, the backbone, the spine to actually do their jobs on every one of these fronts? I mean, again, it's in past times, if any attorney general treated any members of the Senate with such contempt, or people went up to the Hill and treated those who were committing oversight on the administration, the first branch giving oversight to the second branch, which the first branch completely funds, because that's what the United States Constitution say, Mika, you would have Republicans and Democrats together going, wait, I think you got this backwards. You may want to go back and read the Constitution. It doesn't matter what some dork in some Washington think tank is telling you. The Constitution gives the first branch the power to fund and the power of oversight. And right now,
there's about 146 in the building. Can you guys please hit the like button, double tap the screen? The likes should match the views. Let's get the likes up. There's about 133 in the building. Can I get 50 people to double tap that screen to hit the like? Thank you. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Thank you. Let's get the likes up. It brings people in and it keeps me in the algorithm. Thank you. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Thank you.
The second branch is doing whatever it wants, because too many of the first branch are giving them free reign, and the impact.
Yes, there was talk about stimulus checks. Remember how they talked about stimulus? People could possibly get $1,000 or $2,000. What's happening with that? Thank you for mentioning that, because I did do a short regarding that. They talked about it, but I don't think we've heard anything since then. So he did an interview about the stimulus. That would be great. So if people are going to allege lose food stamps next month, if they get that stimulus, that'll help carry them through the holidays. So we'll see if that stimulus does go out. We haven't heard anything about it since. I haven't. I did a short about it, but they talked about whether it was going to be 1,000 or 2,000, but we haven't heard anything since. And hopefully people's stamps won't be cut off next month. But there's still a shutdown.
It's going, again, said it a billion times, I'll say it again. It is Republicans who will pay for this in the future, unfortunately. It is independents.
And you guys, don't go out there. For some that's listening, people are talking about, oh, people are going to go on store stealing. Don't go on store stealing. That's going to put you even further behind if you go to jail and you can't go to work. Don't be stealing. Let's continue.
It is Democrats. I mean, we will all pay for the precedents that this weak and enfeebled Congress is setting right now.
Yeah, people should definitely not steal. If you have a job, you're going to lose it. If you have children, you can lose them. So people definitely shouldn't go into stores stealing for food. It's crazy of what I'm hearing. People really need to chill out, make some spaghetti, fry up some chicken, go back to the old days of how it was. But people have to be really smart and not go to jail.
Tonight over this big scandal, Donald Trump's attempted money grab. He wants your tax dollars. This has only come out because of this New York Times bombshell report that basically the White House is, through Donald Trump, seeing if he can get away with this, seeing if he can pocket over 200 million taxpayer dollars by taking it from the DOJ. If that sounds like something odd that you've never heard about before in American history, that's because it's never happened. And I have more on that historical comparison tonight. But first, here is the pushback. Congressional Democrats launching an investigation into this, quote, shakedown of taxpayer dollars as a constitutional violation. And lawmakers in both parties are reacting to a scandal that is clearly rocking the Trump White House. Even some MAGA Republicans basically trying to, rather than face what is an obvious grift.
How comfortable are you with the president apparently seeking $230 million from the Department of Justice?
I don't know the details about that.
That seems outrageous. The president is asking his own Justice Department to give the president money?
Unless it's something that's done in the normal course of business, and I don't believe that it is. If at the very least, it's horrible timing, given that we're in a shutdown.
I didn't talk with him. I know that he believes he's owed that reimbursement.
It seems a bit odd to me.
Asking his Justice Department to find a settlement that will enrich the president.
I've got a lot of optics concerns, and I just don't know if there's precedent for it.
There is no precedent for it. You could probably tell who the Republicans were in that medley, but you didn't have any there defending this outright. No president has tried anything this crazy. Trying to seize over $200 billion in taxpayer money is...
So they're talking about the ballroom. They're talking about the ballroom and the money that's being spent. And then there's also this money that he's basically saying he's seeking, alleged, from the American people.
It's an ethics violation to abuse government power to enrich yourself, full stop. It's also very likely unlawful. No president has tried, so we don't exactly have some clear court precedent on how much money you could just try to seize or take out of taxpayer grifting, but certainly not 230 million. And history is instructive. No one has come close to what Trump has tried. Richard Nixon famously faced blowback when he was the nominee for vice president, and it was over about $18,000 in alleged gifts. He gave a national address over the scandal, and he famously tried to say that the problem alleged that he was taking, $10,000+ wasn't true, the very opposite of Trump today, and that the main gift he took was his dog named Checkers.
Track stats while you
Like the
watch
video,
live
like the
NFL.
video. Fair use reaction clip. Continue to hit the subscribe button, you guys. There's about 126 in the building. The likes should match the views. Can I please get 50 people to double tap that screen to get the likes up? 50 people to double tap that screen to get the likes up. Thank you. If you're watching from a phone, press 1. If you're watching from a phone or a tablet, press 1. Let's get the likes up. Thank you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe. Thank you. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
I'm sure that you have read the charge and you've heard it. That I, Senator Nixon, took $18,000 from a group of my supporters. The question is, was it morally wrong? Not 1 cent of the $18,000 or any other money of that type ever went to me for my personal use.
You see the denial. He was saying, hey, he didn't take any of the money, the $18,000. Trump is pursuing the opposite, trying to take it for himself, and it's $230 million. If you go back to the 1960s, there was a Supreme Court justice who was caught taking about a $20,000 retainer, and it was such a big scandal that you would have that much government power but still be trying to take outside money. He ultimately resigned over the obvious ethics violation. If you check the numbers, Trump isn't seeking 100 times that amount or 500, but actually over 1,000 times that amount in these taxpayer funds. He's going to see if he can get away with taking your money. In 1981, a judge ultimately ordered Vice President Agnew to repay over $200,000 that he took in alleged bribes, which were determined to ultimately have belonged, that money, to the people of Maryland. Much like the federal money belongs to the people of the United States, not to politicians who are temporarily in power. Now, you might have cynics who say, well, that was then. I guess things have changed. Things are different now. And Trump and his family make money off business while they're fathers in government. They make money off crypto and the hotels, so maybe they can start just taking it from the taxpayers too. Maybe they want people to get that cynical, but it's also off base, even if some people want us to give up or go downhill, because I want to show you, in Donald Trump's first term, he ousted 2 cabinet officials over these types of money and ethics scandals. He, Donald Trump, whether it was the bad press or the optics or the ethics, but he ultimately said no to these officials who were caught with allegations about misusing about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of that, by the way, in fairness, was paid back, and we're not talking about $200 million. So few may remember the exact people. Pruitt, their grift scandals were too much even for this same president, at least when it came to him getting in trouble or bad press for this type of enrichment. The recent talk that Trump may take these millions from taxpayers, but what if he didn't take them personally? What if he put it to a charity? That's one of the defenses now floating, which again is a sign that things still matter, and maybe they don't want to go forward with the original enrichment plan, but that wouldn't address the ethics. Because if he takes the taxpayer money, it's not his money, whether he uses it for a charity or something else. And I would remind you, in the past, he has taken these type of formats and used the money to enrich himself. So what he called a charity ultimately led to the shuttering of the Trump Foundation because of credible allegations about misuse, what the Times reported on as a pattern of illegality. Congressional Democrats say their probe on this tonight is serious. If they win in the midterms, well, then this could be something that they probe with the full subpoena power of a majority in the House. And so amidst this shutdown, we should note that Donald Trump is demolishing a very treasured, visible sign of American democracy, a big piece here, of the White House. In fact, what I'm showing you to make the point here are live pictures. So this is literally what they're doing in the evening in the people's house. Tearing down the East Wing for plans to spend $250 million on a ballroom that this politician, this president has chosen. No sign that they are doing any of the austerity they're asking public employees and others to do during the shutdown that they have ordered. The facade is a pile of rubble. The entire wing is set to be demolished within days. Trump had claimed the historic structure would not have met this fate. He literally said that what you see on your screen wasn't going to happen.
He lied.
Interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it. And pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite place. I love it.
False. It is, as you see, affecting the existing building. Trump brandished plans moments ago in the Oval Office for this ballroom. He's also said, and keep in mind, during the shutdown, he's trying to take money for himself from the DOJ. He's got his plans here. But he says somehow there'll be no cost. Project's funding, he says, will be completely absorbed by private companies and donors. One problem, though, about how you calculate costs, those are individuals who might be doing this to get favorable treatment by or leverage over Trump. CBS reports those donors could have their names etched inside the public White House building or on a website. No final decisions on that. Also unclear whether this is ultimately good for the taxpayer or America if these people are using money this way. Now.
Yes, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like. Yes, we cover it all. The good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. There's a lot going on in the world. The building being demolished. He's seeking money. There's a lot going on, y'all. And then there's a shutdown. And people are concerned about their benefits and health care and what's going to happen during the holidays. And, there's just a lot going on. What's going on with Social Security? Some numbers are supposed to be sent in to meet certain quotas, and if there's still a shutdown. Now, this is the question though. Is it shut down because he does not want everybody talking about the files? Didn't they say that he doesn't want, he's happy that there's a shutdown, so there's a lady he don't have to vote in because she wants to talk about the files? You guys, the country is being affected by what his thoughts and feelings are, and there's so many distractions. You got to remember, they were talking about his signatures really a lot last month. They were talking about his signatures last month. Now all this other stuff, and there's things that there's been cleanup in regards to wars, but there's a lot of distractions going on. A lot. Last month they were talking about signature and comparing them and the files. Now there's a shutdown. People are concerned about the holidays. There's a lot going on. Good, bad, ugly, or different. We cover it all. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
The donor list includes many different corporations, including the parent company of MSNBC, a note we wanted to include. But there's also other secrecy of things.
Yes, and I understand it is about the financials. I understand that. But the bigger picture is they can't agree on what needs to happen for these American people. We understand it's about financial. Don't be, we understand. Trust and believe, we understand. They can't agree.
We don't know about. The White House says the building plans will be submitted for some kind of review soon. Okay, but as we showed you, they're already demolishing things. So whatever review that is doesn't involve a lot of oversight. He's already broken one public vow about this, which suggests that maybe Donald Trump, who doesn't like oversight and thinks his ideas are great, had some inkling that interfering with what the White House has long looked like for the public, for tourists, for Americans, wouldn't be a good look for him. As Rachel had said, this also serves up a metaphor.
Trump literally today sent a rental backhoe to physically rip down the East Wing of the White House. Donald Trump is literally destroying the people's house because apparently he thinks it's his house and not ours, and I'm guessing he has no intention of moving out of it ever.
And then you got to remember the weekend, there was that AI video. He's something else, y'all. He's something else. You got to admit.
The point is literal. It is a residence for the temporary official elected by the people. But decisions about it, of course, should involve the public and the Congress because it ain't your house. Now, there are some more temporary revisions that you can just debate as a matter of style. This president has made the Oval Office a little more gold, and that's well within his rights because it's not some demolition. Someone else can come in and redecorate. He's also already paved over the Rose Garden, giving it that look. And he's made it more of a social club, that garden area. fitting sort of his club style. We're not talking about gold drapes right now. We're talking about semi-permanent or permanent changes to the White House, which again is nobody's property but the public. Last week, there were plans discussed to erect a big monument of Donald Trump himself. You can see a bit of the tension there while Donald Trump wants to talk about the beautiful monument that he's planning, and the press staff, who might know something about how this plays, are trying to get everybody out of the room. Let's not talk about it. We're talking about the physical infrastructure of things that are clearly at odds with democracy as a project where no person is permanent, not in terms of power or their stamp on what we understand to be our democratic institutions and, yes, our even buildings that house them, from the Capitol to the White House.
Let's continue. Fair use. Let's go ahead and talk about the shutdown. Like the videos, you guys come in. Like the videos, you guys come in. We cover it all, the good, bad, ugly, and what's going on in media. So let's go ahead and get to what's going on in regards to the shutdown. Thanks for being here, everyone. Continue to hit the like button. If you're watching from a tablet or a phone, press 1. Let's get the likes up. If you're watching from a tablet or a phone, press 1. Double tap that screen to get the likes up. There's about 111 in the building. I know most of y'all are watching from a tablet or a phone, so it takes 2 seconds to double tap that screen. Hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Let's get to the shutdown.
Week of this government shutdown. It is now officially the second. It is day 276 of the second Trump administration, and welcome to the midweek nightcap. We are now in the 4th week of this government shutdown. It is now officially the second longest in American history, and more Americans are starting to feel the very real impact of both the shutdown and the center of it, Obamacare subsidies. Many people are already seeing the higher premiums they are about to get hit with, and it could get worse next week. Meanwhile, millions of Americans who are SNAP recipients are now at risk of losing their food assistance next month. Many states, including Texas, New York, Missouri, and New Jersey, have warned that if the shutdown is not resolved by Monday, November payments could be disrupted or skipped entirely. And Head Start locations that help thousands of preschoolers around the country are also warning that their programs could be in danger if the shutdown stretches into the month of November. Meanwhile, many federal workers are now turning to food banks. They are turning to food banks to feed themselves and their families as the shutdown drags on. But one governor is responding. Gavin Newsom now has his state's National Guard helping staff the food banks in California. With that, let's bring in our nightcap, and you're in luck. It is a good one. Jake LaHut is here, senior writer for Wired, covering the Trump White House. Ahmed Baba, columnist for The Independent and author of AhmedBaba.news. Tim O'Brien joins us, senior executive editor for Bloomberg Opinion, but you know him as Trump biographer and someone you know very well. MSNBC host, and my dear friend Chris Hayes is here. He's also the author of The Siren's Call, How Attention Became the World's Most Endangered Resource. It is out now. Consider it for a Halloween gift. Chris, help us with the political calculus of the shutdown, right? Is it changing now that more and more people are feeling the pain? Because I can tell you, just a week ago, I talked to a bank CEO who was like, people don't really feel the shutdown. Number one, they do. But number two, as time goes on, they really do.
I think they do. I think particularly the SNAP cutoff is a huge deal.
Walk us through it.
Well, because I mean, it's tens of billions of dollars that reverberate throughout the economy, not just the recipients of the payments, but then the stores themselves. And I mean, it's sort of classic stimulus. And you know, there's tens of millions of people who rely on SNAP in this country, and that starting to go away, I think, will be one more sort of escalatory step in terms of people's awareness. The other thing I think that's interesting about the healthcare situation is, I will admit that I was a little skeptical of the tactical decision for Democrats to sort of focus their ask on that. Yeah. But I actually think it's proven to be pretty smart. A, they have been relentless in highlighting the ACA subsidies. B, the polling from Kaiser Family Foundation and others shows that the public is on their side, that a majority of Republicans and even Trump voters want the subsidies extended. And C, on the merits, on the substance, right, as the pricing for new healthcare and health insurance comes out, you're seeing the sticker shock that is partly being facilitated by the lack of subsidies.
But how about that it's taken 4 weeks to actually have a remotely intellectually honest conversation about the fact that that's what the shutdown was about? We were all here 4 weeks ago when Republicans claimed, no, this is because Democrats want to give health care to illegal immigrants. This is because illegal immigrants are crowding up emergency rooms. Those arguments are in the rearview mirror, and now we're finally talking about these Obamacare subsidies, and one could say, yeah, they're getting expensive. That's fine, but that's what the fight's about.
Well, and it's their own constituents, by the way. The people getting slammed the hardest by this are low-income Americans, and lots of low-income Americans in red states and red districts.
The Trump budget gutted rural hospitals. They've taken huge chunks of money out of Medicaid and Medicare. And now they're trying to just pull out the supporting tentpoles around the ACA. And so what has always been a crisis in the United States, a lack of affordability around healthcare, a lack of transparency around pricing and delivery of services, is moving beyond the crisis stage into just a full-blown catastrophe. And we're in the very early innings of it because the most insured people are already seeing these giant markups. Companies are paying, there was a Kaiser survey today, I think $24,000 a year for premiums and maybe $1,000 to $6,000 that flows back to employees. And those are people who work at companies. For people who are self-employed or people who are just off on their own, it's even larger. And one of the media covers it sometimes it's saying a family making $140,000 a year has to pay premiums of $6,000. But if you're making $140,000, that $6,000 may actually be $9,000 to $12,000 in income. And you couple that with escalating housing costs, grocery inflation. A lot of families between housing, inflation, and healthcare aren't saving money for their children's college or for their own retirements. And so the idea that Donald Trump, the American dream to people, which is essentially what they voted against Democrats around, is just not holding ground.
Jake, you cover the White House. Amidst all of this, are we hearing anything from this administration or Republicans in Congress that they have a plan? And I mean a plan to replace Obamacare, right? Because their argument is going to be, this plan stinks, it doesn't work. Even if I take that argument, great. What's your plan, dude?
Well, for one, I think the framing of what's the plan from the congressional Republicans going to be, that's irrelevant all of a sudden, because from the White House's point of view, they own these guys. Like I was talking to someone in the White House today, and they're basically like, look, no movement, no words to see here, everyone's in line. And they're just going to kind of be comfortable watching John Thune squirm a little bit, and they're not really too worried about it. I think the other thing, and maybe a mini lesson learned from the first term, is that if we do try to offer some semblance of a solution, we might end up just embarrassing ourselves here, and we might as well just try to shift the messaging frame and go on the offensive. But that's the thing. I think that for whatever your critiques of Jeffries and Schumer might be, I would say, just talking to folks who are both in the White House and just in the Trump world orbit, folks who have clients on Capitol Hill, they're a little surprised of kind of get a taste of their own medicine here.
Yes. Yeah.
And, that's not something they expected.
Yeah. And, on that point, I really do think eventually they're going to have to move, because the healthcare issue, the White House and the Republicans, the healthcare issue, Jeffries, I was initially a little skeptical as well. I wanted a wider, broader anti-authoritarian message initially, but what we saw, they tied it to an urgent cliff. This healthcare cliff, Georgia, we're seeing people, their premiums are doubling. There's a reason why people like Marjorie Taylor Greene is out there talking about affordability, talking about healthcare, and blaming, talking about her own kids and blaming Republicans. She blamed Thune and Speaker Johnson by name. And I think that is significant. Although people try to say that they might want to just wait it out and Trump can distract himself with all these other issues, but eventually they're going to have to budge, because right now premiums are doubling. Americans are seeing that this is mounting, and there's a cliff coming here, and I don't see how they don't renew these subsidies.
I think there's an issue going to midterms.
Yeah, well, I think there's two reasons I think we've gotten that the Democrats have held caucus unity as long as they have. So the first is the normal reasons why Democrats really don't want shutdowns is because they really care about having the government open, they care about snap checks going out, and Republicans have generally cared a little less, right? So there's always this asymmetry where it's like, we kind of think the government is bad anyway, and if it goes away, maybe we'll realize how great it is without the government, right? So what has changed that calculation is you're dealing with an administration and Russ Vogt and Trump who basically have arrogated themselves the entirety of the power of the purse, which is they can not spend on congressionally appropriated funds, or they can spend in excess of congressionally appropriated funds.
They're making it abundantly clear that they're in charge. So if things go sour for the American people, how do you blame Democrats when Trump is saying, I'm here with Darth Vader, slashing and dashing?
Control both houses of, of Congress.
And I think that's why the polling has borne that out. The other thing that I think is really interesting, and this is going to make me sound like a back in my day sort of nostalgia.
When you hike to work, when you walk 5 miles to school.
Exactly.
So,
we have lost the capability. In the Trump era, the capacity to actually argue policy at the national level is totally gone. There is a universe. I saw Steve Daines kind of make this argument a little early in the shutdown. They could say, hey,
there's about 86 people in the building. If all 86 people hit subscribe, that'll be a great day for me. I hope you've already hit subscribe. Let's get the likes up, you guys. There's about 92 people in the building. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Let's get the likes up. 50 people to hit subscribe, 50 people to hit the like. The like should match the views. We've been live for this long. I have to get the likes up. Let's go. Let's continue. Fair use, reaction clip. Double tap the screen, hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Thank you.
Look, these subsidies for ACA were passed as an emergency measure during COVID. They have been extended to prop up something that is clearly not doing the job of cost restraint it should.
That would have been a fine.
They're not capable. No, but they're literally not capable of making even just articulating policy arguments anymore. It's totally evaporated from the ability of Republican politicians.
That would be an okay debate to have.
That would be a good debate.
this during COVID for one time. Let's debate it. They chose not to. And while that's happening, check out
Like the video, like the video. Let's let pass. There's about 80 people in the building. Please double tap the screen. If you already hit like, thank you. Let's continue. Let's let the commercial go past. Like the video as you guys come in. There's a lot going on, you guys, in the world. Let's continue. Hold on.
$1 million in compensation for federal investigations. He did not confirm the amount, but he did say they probably owe me a lot of money. I know we often say these are unprecedented times, or the president doesn't care, or, it doesn't matter how it looks. But come on now. Like, is this one a bridge too far? Are Republicans in Congress really okay with this?
Look, I mean, there's the classic line from all the Hill reporters. They'll hear every time. And I know that it's got to drive them crazy when you're on your feet hauling around that building all day. But you always hear, when you talk to these senators privately, when you talk to XYZ person privately, they'll say, oh, I don't know about Trump. I don't know about this or that.
But what you say privately doesn't matter when your job is a public one.
Not one iota. And to Chris's point, I mean, look, like, not only have we lost the ability to have a policy debate, and honestly, I think like my generation of reporters, like, we haven't even really gotten to experience that. That's exactly. Would love to give it a try. The thing is, on top of that, in the White House, and this is just kind of like the ethos of Trump world, is it's all presentism. It's all short term. Yes. Listen, every time he's asked in a gaggle by the White House Correspondents Association members about what are you going to do about a call with Putin or whatever other issue, it's always 2 weeks, short period of time, long period of time.
Because he doesn't know what he's going to do.
But it's not that there's no tomorrow. There's no next 5 minutes, and that's just like how these folks operate. And I really can't overstate that, like, they don't really care that much about what XYZ thing they say today means for tomorrow, next month, and down the line.
Okay, you guys, we've talked hot topics, trending topics. If you're just not coming in, earlier we talked Kanye speaking up in regards to his daughter trending, and Kanye has spoke up and said, hey, Kim, I don't want my children in media. So if you guys are just now coming in, Blac Chyna and Rob may possibly get back together. Is that why the Kardashians want to trend and let North trend? Because maybe the Kardashians don't want Rob and Blac Chyna to get back together. Will they get back together? Are they going to get back together? Is Angela going to fall back in love with Rob? Blac Chyna and Rob went through a lot. She sued him for what he posted about her. She sued Rob and she sued the Kardashians. So we'll see what happens. Is this also, we'll see. We'll see what happens in regards to Rob and Blac Chyna. She did well. She got her fillers removed. She was recently engaged, broke that off. And then if she's trying to work things out with Rob for the betterment of their child, Dream, it's a possibility. Maybe Blac Chyna's sick and tired of fighting on her own. If she can get back with the father of her child, maybe that's something she feels she wants to do as she's getting older. Is it true love? I don't know. But will they get married? Will they have another child? I don't know. But go back and look at that situation when he allegedly did XYZ. And Rob has been quiet. I don't even think he's really been attached to too many women after Blac Chyna. But this will be interesting if they get back together, get married, and have a child, or if they just get back together. Some of Blac Chyna's relationships haven't lasted past 5 years. So she gets back with Rob to take care of their daughter, and they come together as a family. And then she has a child with Tyga. So if Rob wants to step in and take care of Blac Chyna, Dream, and Tiger's son, then we'll see what happens. But many people have been trending. This has been trending, I'd say, for about a week. How did it start? Blac Chyna had posted something, then it said something, and I guess he was either tagged her picture, and she said, this love is forever, or forever love, whatever it was. I guess he was under her post. And then she did an interview. I did do a short. You could see what she said, that she said that they're talking, they're trying to heal. And if the man above sees it fit, then it'll be. So we'll see. Are the Kardashians going to be happy with that? If so, somebody go check on Khloe. Because you know how close Khloe and Rob are. And then remember how Khloe was saying that's like her, almost like her daughter, and Tristan got called out for calling Dream his daughter.
I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said, I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say-so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. Most men do not, there's no such thing as 50-50 custody with in society today. That's not even, it always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with. You understand what I'm saying? Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim. I told her.
So is Kim triggering Kanye purposely? Why is she letting North
the phone with Kim? I told her
do what she's doing?
To stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say-so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. Most men do not, there's no such thing as 50-50 custody with in society today. That's not even, it always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with. You understand what I'm saying? Hey,
So let's go to the other video where they're talking about this.
Or Kim Kardashian. Who do you believe, Kanye West or Kim Kardashian? Watch both of these clips because they pretty much speak for themselves. But Kanye saying there's an agenda being pushed with his daughter Northwest, and he can't see her as much as he wants to. And Kim is saying, this guy never hits us up, and I'm just doing my best trying to co-parent, and it's really hard as a single mother.
Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say-so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. Most men do not, there's no such thing as 50-50 custody with in society today. That's not even, it always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with.
So why isn't Kim protecting North from media?
You saw the kids. It's probably been a couple months. One thing that just gets me is that there's this narrative that, like, I keep the kids. I've never once, away from him, I've never once done that. And like, there's been so many times where I've been like, I just want to show all of these texts. What are you talking about? Like, it's been, we just haven't heard. I begged them, to go hang out or things like that. But, it's more of just the narrative that, like, I think it's all good and we're living our life, and then I just wake up and there's all these tweets about how I've kidnapped the kids, and I'm like, it's not a kidnapping, it's a divorce.
Who do you believe, Kanye West or Kim Kardashian? Watch both of these clips because they pretty much speak for themselves. But Kanye is saying there's an agenda being pushed with his daughter Northwest, and he can't see her as much as he wants to. And Kim is saying, this guy never hits us up, and I'm just doing my best trying to co-parent, and it's really hard as a single mother.
Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim.
So why are the Kardashians not protecting the children from media? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Kim wants the trend to go viral. She wants North to trend to go viral. Why aren't the Kardashians protecting North from media? You have to ask yourself that question. Other celebrities have famous children too, but why is she pushing the narrative? And you got to go look back at how she portrays her on the show. North eating the onion, North trying to grab Chloe's glass in regards to it. There was something in it. I don't know if it was alcohol, champagne, I don't know. But look at how they portray North even on the show. Why isn't Kim protecting North's innocence? Why is she dressing her too grown? Why is she allowing her to wear something that an 18, 19, 20-year-old will wear? What is really going on? And then they're hitting the carpets like everything's fine. Should services people get involved? Should service people get involved? Many people are wondering because remember the Ice Spice thing, how quick people forget. Kim keeps putting North in these situations to trend. Why? Yeah, I can see it being money, but it's a concern. At what point do you protect your daughter's privacy, give her privacy, and stop her from having judgment and criticism? Why would a mother not protect the child from judgment and criticism? She constantly, Kim pushes the envelope. The Ice Spice thing, Ice Spice sung about Munch. Ice Spice is grown. You had your daughter wearing something similar to Ice Spice. Many people say Kim wants adults to entertain her daughter. The Ice Spice, the Kai Cenat, sometimes allege sending her to concerts. Kanye's not there, Kim's not there, security's there. Why isn't Kim with North more? You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? And should service people get involved in regards to North spending so much quality time with her friends and Kim's here, North's here. Kanye's there, which is no better. Look at how Kanye dresses his wife. She leaves the house in certain things. And then this is the other thing too, baby. I'm still gonna get to it. Go look at what Bianca was wearing over the last year and a half and Kim's collab with Nike. Go look at what Bianca was wearing over the last year, year and a half. Kim has been copying Bianca. So not only is Kim allege this North situation, Kim collab looks very similar to what Bianca was wearing. Is Kim okay? Okay. Real talk. I'll do a video on it. There's several times Kim's copied Bianca. She's struggling to find a healthy relationship outside of. North sat on Pete lap. So there has been so many things in regards to what is going on. North eating the onion, North sitting on Pete lap, North in the Ice Spice thing, in corsets. She's put her in corsets a few times. And go look up what corset means. I like that gentleman said that yesterday because at first he didn't know what that meant. Why is Kim dressing North so grown at 12? Why is she wanting her to grow up so fast? At what point are people going to call them out to protect the children? And then you got to remember too, the Balenci. Remember the Balenciaga ad? And she still wears Balenci. So y'all, there's that. Okay, I have things I have to do. I appreciate you guys. Super chats are welcome. $2, $5. Memberships are over there. Let's get the likes up. There's about 38. Let's see, likes. There's about 74 people in the building. Please double tap that screen, you guys. Let's get the likes up. I bring y'all the TTT. I bring y'all the content. I gotta start getting the likes up better. If 72 people subscribe, that'll be great. But yeah, I mean, I go for it, and I gotta have the likes up because that keeps me in the algorithm. If everybody would have been hitting the like they should have, we've been live for almost an hour 50. We probably had about 5,000 people in this view, about good 5,000, if not more. And 39 likes, not acceptable. Have a great day, everyone. Be blessed. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Have a great day, everyone. Be blessed. Bye.